The NBA has always been a league that prides itself on its player and its coaches being able to speak out openly about political and societal affairs. I just wonder, after the events of this week and the fallout we've seen, whether you would both feel differently about speaking out in that way in future.
Excuse me, we're taking the basketball questions only.
It's a legitimate question. This is an event that's happened this week during the NBA. This particular question has not been answered. James.
Any other questions?
And then they go on to cross their arms and go to the next question. They don't respond because they're good slaves, well-paid slaves, Judas goats teaching you how to be a slave. Judas goat is the goat that doesn't get killed every year when the other sheep get slaughtered. He marches them in. He's their leader. And he goes out the other side. They all get slaughtered. He doesn't.
InfoWars. The most banned network in the world.
I wanted to point out that everything you see coming out of China was planted there by the very same globalist. The robber barons put Lenin in charge of Russia. The globalist robber barons put Mao in. It's a slave colony. And I know I keep saying that because that's what's happening. So that's why all the corporations are bowing. That's why they're kneeling, because they want to train all of you. And they want you to see all the NBA players, the same ones kneeling during the national anthem and saying how bad America is, and the LeBron Jameses of the world going along with what the communists are doing. Because that's the plan. Let's start with Christina McFarlane. You never hear about her because she obviously isn't on the inside group. She's a low-level CNN reporter. She is handed the NBA mic. She asked, what are your views on freedom of expression? Even the discussion of the freedom of expression. Oh, they grab the mic away, and both NBA players sit there and look at her like, how dare you? Hey, lady, we just make hundreds of millions of dollars as star players, and then complain about how whites are all racist and how much America sucks because the corporations tell us to. Because the Chi-Coms are funding us along with the corporations. And we're not going to talk about the Chi-Coms with 2 million people in forced labor camps or millions of Buddhists being killed or Christians. No, 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 no. We just sit up here and let all the white people kiss our ass because they've all been taught to hate themselves. We're not actually here to help anybody. We don't care about Hong Kong being overtaken and enslaved. We don't care about secret arrests and all that. No, no, we're just here for lip service. Little lady, you didn't get the memo? So here's the CNN reporter.
Hi, Christina McFarlane, CNN. The NBA has always been a league that prides itself on its player and its coaches being able to speak out openly about political and societal affairs. I just wonder, after the events of this week and the fallout we've seen, whether you would both feel differently about speaking out in that way in future.
Excuse me, we're taking the basketball questions only.
It's a legitimate question. This is an event that's happened this week during the NBA. This particular question has not been answered. James.
Any other questions?
And then they go on to cross their arms and go to the next question. They don't respond because they're good slaves, well-paid slaves, Judas goats teaching you how to be a slave. Judas goat is the goat that doesn't get killed every year when the other sheep get slaughtered. He marches them in. He's their leader. And he goes out the other side. They all get slaughtered. He doesn't. Oh, but they're black, so they must be better than everybody else. And oh, we're sorry. America's so bad. Oh. Imagine how sick that is. But the big news here is ESPN ran graphics and news reports showing communist China maps, which is a big deal to them, showing the whole South China Sea, part of the Philippines and Japan belonging to China, not just Hong Kong and Taiwan. Let's roll that video.
LeBron and the Lakers arrived in Shanghai, China this morning after a 13-hour flight, dropping themselves squarely into the fallout from a recent tweet by Rockets GM Daryl Morey that showed support for anti-government protesters in Hong Kong. Rachel Nichols now is in Shanghai and has the latest on the NBA's current dispute with China.
Now, they know that Americans are politically ignorant on average and have no idea geopolitically what's going on. But China's ready to go to war with Japan, the Philippines, everybody else, and is already at war with Vietnam. See some of those southern islands? That's Vietnam. That's part of Vietnam. Huge islands, huge oil fields. They're actually in huge wars, thousands of dead every month. Trying to take part of Vietnam. China's been trying to take Vietnam for 1,000 years. They've had at least, I mean, it's dozens of huge invasions. That's why we couldn't beat the Vietnamese. Their whole culture's about fighting back because the Chinese keep invading. Let's put that back on screen. Look at that. All those islands from Japan to the Koreas, way down, thousands of miles. It's all ours. It'd be like showing Germany in 1943 and showing the whole world. You know, Germany said the whole world was theirs. It's the same thing, or showing all of Europe. That's the getting on their knees. That's the groveling. That's the bowing. That's all of it. And people at sports stadiums everywhere that show signs saying free Hong Kong, they're being thrown out because the NBA is evil.
Taking advantage of one of nature's most nutrient-dense ingredients, VasoBeat will be your new favorite InfoWars Life formula. Using only water and beetroot, VasoBeat is the most concentrated liquid extract of beet on the market. With concentrated beet extract, you can get the high levels of betaine, nitrates, and antioxidants you want to help support a healthy liver, athletic performance, blood vessels, and more. Don't overlook the power of beetroot. Get your naturally occurring potassium, folate, vitamin C, iron, selenium, zinc, vitamin K, and more. With one of nature's greatest treasures in VasoBeat from InfoWars Life today.